Intel Core Ultra 7 268V Lunar Lake shows impressive single-core performance in early review. Vietnamese YouTuber benchmarks the Intel Core Ultra 7 268V Lunar Lake chip, revealing the true potential of the 8C/8 tons CPU in various tests. With better single-core performance than Ryzen IHX 370. The Intel Core Ultra 268V Lunar Lake CPU shines in various tests. The Intel Lunar Lake mobile chips were launched on 3rd September, but the laptops based on these chips are going to debut next week on the 24th. The Lunar Lake Core Ultra 200V CPUs bring a combination of Lion Cove P cores and Skymon T cores to ensure maximum power efficiency. While we only have information on the performance and efficiency of these chips from the company itself, an early review has revealed what it will be like to use a Core Ultra 200V processor. The Vietnamese YouTube channel, ThinkView, has benchmarked the Intel Core Ultra 7 268V Lunar Lake CPU on a Dell XPS 13 laptop against its rivals from AMD and Apple, and we can see that the 268V is delivering some impressive results, which outperformed AMD chips in both numbers and power efficiency. The laptop used for the tests was the Dell XPS 13 9350, featuring Core Ultra 7 268V, 32GB LPDDR5 x8533 memory, and Windows 11 Home OS. As we can see from the table, the Intel Core Ultra 268V at 15 watts was dominating both the Ryzen i9HX 370 at 21 watts and Apple M3 at 6 watts in single-core performance numbers. The 268V is not only delivering a slightly higher score, but it's doing it by being more power efficient than the Ryzen i9HX 370. Still, the Apple M3 remains unbeatable in the efficiency department. However, this wasn't the case with the multi-threaded performance, as the Core Ultra 268V didn't achieve a competitive score against the Ryzen i9HX 370 and Ryzen Z1 Extreme. It should be kept in mind that the Core Ultra 268V isn't aimed at delivering competitive multi-threaded performance, as it's more of a power-efficient chip targeted for low to medium loads. Also, the Ryzen i9HX 370 and Ryzen Z1 Extreme offer significantly more cores and threads respectively. The Z1 Extreme has 16 threads, while the Ryzen i9HX 370 has 24 threads to work with, compared to just 8 on the 268V chip. In the TimeSpy graphics test, the Core Ultra 268V shines once again, scoring a good 3,715 points against 3,562 of the Ryzen i9HX 370. This shows that the ARC 140V GPU is really good against its rivals and can play most games without any problems. However, remember that the 268V runs at 17 watts, but the laptops using Ryzen i9HX 370 can be configured to a much higher TDP. This was illustrated by the reviewer, as he was able to set the VivoBook S14W, Ryzen i9HX 370 at 55 watts, while the Dell XPS 13 could only work at 17 watts mode, which sets back the gaming performance of the Dell XPS 13. The Ryzen i9HX 370 was able to reach 50 plus FPS in Far Cry 6, while the Core Ultra 268V remained in the mid-30s. In Black Myth: Wukong, the AMD chip was delivering 100 plus FPS, and the Intel stayed at around the 50 FPS mark. This shows that even though Intel's ARC 140V is an excellent GPU, the CPU plus GPU combination is what makes or breaks the overall performance. The Lunar Lake will, therefore, be excellent for handhelds such as the upcoming MSI Claw 8, which is the successor to the Claw 7, running on an Intel Meteor Lake chip. One can also expect the gaming performance to improve when official launch drivers for Core Ultra 200V's 2 GPUs are available. Do note that Intel has largely focused on the efficiency and battery life of the Lunar Lake-based laptops. In the review, we saw that the laptop could run up to 5.30 hours with a 55 watt-hours battery. Although this is decent, it doesn't come up to the claims put forward by Intel in the launch. Of course, the battery life will be increased if the battery is over 70 watt-hours. The benchmarks were done on an engineering unit and we have seen some great battery life numbers in other reports. All in all, the Lunar Lake ships look excellent for light loads, but users who are looking forward to executing intensive workloads such as 3D rendering, video editing, and gaming without any discrete GPU, will be better off with Strix Point from AMD at the moment.